guys get involved in some self-defense seminar real quick. What we're going to do is we're going to do some front weapons threats. We're going to do knife weapons threats today. So this is my younger brother Ty. He's going to be my uke today. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing we're going to work on is we're going to work on what happens when the attacker comes up, sticks you in a contact threat, high contact threat with the knife here. And we're going to do it without control because it's a little bit easier to learn from this position first. So, hey man, I'm sorry, I didn't know she was your girlfriend. I'm sorry. Hey man, give me one. All right. So the first thing.
Brotherly love.
First thing happens, he approaches me, sticks the knife up against my chin. First thing I want to do is I want to get my hands up high. I want to step back. I want to get into a front lead. I want to get into the lead closest to this knife hand. No matter what lead he's in, if his lead's a switch, I still want to make sure I'm in the lead closest to this knife hand. So I sit back. Hands come up. First of all, I want my hands up here. I don't want them down here because when I bring my hands up, he sees that, especially if I start to try to go for the weapon. Okay? Hands up. We call this defensive hands. Now, when he's not attacking me with a weapon, this is great. He has a weapon, and I use my defensive hands. He cuts my wrists. Okay? Now I don't get to use my hands. So, what we call this now from defensive hands, we turn into fearful hands. And now you want to make sure here, I keep my arms in tight and I'm covering my throat. If he decides to cut me now, he hits the back of my wrist and my hand. Now, I can still use my hands. It's going to hurt, but I can still use them. I can still grab with them. Okay? Now from there, I don't want to just go for the knife hand here. He sees my hands move from here, he's going to cut me. We use what we call talking hands. Okay? Hands in motion are hard to see coming. So I'm here. Hey man, I'm sorry, I didn't know she was your girlfriend. Is there a way? And you go for it and you parry. Okay? From there, as I parry, I push it tight into his body. I step in close, and I want to close this gap and don't want to create space in here. Okay? If I come in here and I pin it to his body and I create space, he's able to move that hand around and get it away from me. Now I'm in a lot more trouble because now he knows I'm ready to defend myself, and he's going to come at me harder and faster with it. So as I pin it to his body, I step in close to close this gap. Now I pin it with his body and my body, and I'm holding the knife tight from here. My hand drops to my hip, come up underneath the chin, and I drive my fingers into his eyes as deep as I can. As I come in, I drive a hiza to his groin, a knee kick. As he moves away, I stay with him, keeping the fingers in his eyes. Give him another hiza. If he moves away after that, I rake. I want to make sure I reach underneath, grab. This would be my cross hand. It's close. He's off balance a little bit. I pull the knife up, drive in a back leg maigiri to the groin, step down, switch leads, drive another maigiri to his groin, step in between his legs. From there, I rotate my arm over his, sticking his elbow in my armpit, squeezing his arm as tight as I can with my arm to my body. Now from here, we're going to step out. It's called a break and drag. This gets him off balance, and I snap that arm. Okay? I don't wait till I step and I get here, because when he resists, I'm not going to get the wakigatami. I get it from here as he blows. The balance that he's using to keep his arm from me breaking it shifts to his legs, so he has to catch his balance for a split second. As I break and drag and I snap, that's when I get the break. From there, I slide up to the hand. I rotate it, let him see his palm. We call this reading his fortune. It looks bleak, right? From here, I drive another back leg maigiri into his groin. I step down. I take a big step with the outside leg. I twist my body. I bend the wrist, and I take him down. From there, I pull up hard on the wrist. I don't want to stay down bent because he can hit me or kick me, or even worse, he can take me down. The knife's right there. He could switch hands if he had to. I pull up tight. Now I drop this knee into his solar plexus. Now when I earlier did this, I let go and I used some strikes. Okay? You do not want to do that when they're using a weapon. You want to keep it up high because I let go. He's strong. He doesn't hurt. This isn't hurting him. He can rip that arm away. I keep it with two hands, so when he tries to rip it away, he can almost do a pull-up by himself, me keeping it up here. From there, I stand back up, keeping the arm high, drop my knee across his jaw. Okay? I'm not just placing it there. I drop it while keeping it high. I stand back up. I tie sabaki, my body turned. I pin his hand to the ground, and I want to make sure his elbow gets up off the ground a little bit. If I keep it up here and his elbow's down, this is not going to hurt him. I can't get the knife away. I got to make sure I get enough pressure on the wrist and on the shoulder to be able to peel this knife away. From there, I cut the wrist, cut the throat, come back. So, if I can, if you're going to participate, go ahead, Tatsu, stand up, line up behind me. We're going to do a quick Tendo Karanji, which means shadow practice. Okay? Go ahead, just make some room, spread out a little bit. We're going to beat up an invisible uke right now. Okay?